The road to Diamond can be a long and challenging run. My goal is to make it as simple as possible. So today, I'm going to be highlighting 5 tips that got me to Diamond. These are general tips you should be incorporating into your gameplay if you're not doing so already. The timestamps for each tip is in the description, and if you want any more in-depth tutorials on these specific tips, please let me know in the comment section. With that being said, let's dive into the first tip. Being good at Rocket League isn't all about fancy mechanics. It's about the ability to analyse your teammates' playstyle at the start of the match. One of the most common complaints I hear coming from players is that their teammate is holding them back, or if they had better teammates, they would be in a higher rank. And whilst this is true to some extent, it's not the case all the time. If you're a player that constantly gets into matches with ball chasing teammates that don't seem to know how to rotate, then you should be incorporating this tip into analysing your teammates. Try to spend a couple seconds at the start of each game working out what your teammate is good at and bad at, then pick up for the lacking skills. For example, if they aren't very good at rotating, then stay further back. Or if they're ball chasing, just position yourself in the correct spot in the event of an enemy counter attack. Pushing up at the correct time is a lot easier once you've analysed your teammates, since you'll know whether they're going to rotate back or push the ball. It's the perfect rank to start learning more advanced mechanics. You'll notice in Diamond, players often use wave dashes or even speed flips on the kickoffs. So to get an edge on your opponent, you want to learn some basic recovery mechanics. Power sliding on transitions is a mechanic pro players have hardwired into their gameplay, and easily the best way to keep up speed when moving around the field. What power sliding on transitions is where you hold your power slide button every time your car lands from a flip, or any sort of movement in the air. This allows your car to keep moving in the same direction for smoother recoveries and faster transitions from air to ground. Wave dashes are also an easy mechanic to learn, and if you didn't know, they actually become one of the most used mechanics in games in the higher ranks due to their usability on the wall, ground and ceiling. Wave dashing is essentially glitching your car to the map and is the number one mechanic every player should learn, so here's a quick tutorial on how to do them if you didn't know already. To do a wave dash, simply jump whilst driving forward and angle the front of your car slightly towards the roof. Then, as your rear wheels land on the ground, press jump again whilst pushing your joystick forwards as if you were going to do a front flip. This will slam your car into the ground. Trust me, power sliding on transitions and wave dashes are the easiest mechanics to learn for faster recoveries. Also, don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying and subscribe for more. Right, let's get back to the next tip. Knowing your own skill set when going into a game is super important. Not only will it allow you to play at your best, but also make you a better teammate. Rocket League is unforgiving when it comes to being overconfident and underconfident, and knowing your skill set in matches is the easiest way to overcome this. You don't want to be that guy that goes for a ceiling shot and completely misses the ball, so next time you're playing Rocket League, spend a match or even 5 minutes in free play just figuring out what skills you're strong at, and which ones you should maybe avoid when trying to rank up. Being able to aerial faster and more consistently than your opponent is the reason games are won more than half the time in Plat and Diamond, in my opinion. So, how do you get the edge over your opponent in the air? Well, in my experience, up until players start double flip resetting on you, the ability to read the ball faster and reach the ball faster is what got me the edge. There's a lot of times in games where the ball will be hit into the air and nobody will go for it for a few seconds, and this reaction time is what splits you from the higher ranks. This isn't any crazy skill you've got to learn, it just comes down to practice, and whilst training packs are good, you gain the most training from actual matches. Also, fast aerials are going to be OP in this rank, so if you're confident in aerialing for the ball, I would recommend learning them as soon as possible. If you can learn fast aerials now, you'll have the advantage throughout the higher ranks of Plat and Diamond, plus it'll allow you to focus onto other things like rotation once you reach Diamond. I'll have a link in the description to a tutorial I made and a pop-up on the screen if you want to check it out now for fast aerials. It's only a few minutes long and gets right to the point. The final tip today is going to be to optimize your settings. Rocket League is a game that requires you to have personalized settings if you want to improve, and every time you change your controller or camera settings, you have to adjust to them before you can even start improving. With that being said, I'm not going to recommend you copy my settings or bore you with going through them. What I would recommend is that you find settings you like and stick to them. It takes a good few gaming sessions to get used to the new settings, so the longer you stick to them, the better you'll get. There also isn't a best settings configuration, but rather than YouTube search for your favourite pro settings, there is a secret in the settings you may not know. In the settings menu, when you have backers mod enabled, you actually get a pop-up menu of all the pro settings so you can change through them quickly. This can be a great way to switch between them fast in free play so you can figure out which ones you like if you're looking to change them.